So I'm going to take a look at the pop fluid now. I'm going to go back here and just isolate an even smaller piece of this. So while selecting this blast, I'll make another one. Just grab just a couple in the middle there, do another delete, leave non-selected, so that way I don't need to change this selection. I can just delete this node. And maybe I'll, as per usual, make this node red. Oops, make it red. There we go. Okay, come back in here. I'm going to give myself just 2 sub-steps. Should be okay, since we saw some stepping there. Okay, so finally the pop fluid. So that just drops in there. Get rid of this merge, don't need that. So right away, I think, do we see, is that from, yeah, you can see an effect of that on the first frame. So the particles are kind of pushing each other apart. And that's due to this particle separation. So this is, how far apart do you want me, so the solver, to keep the particles apart. So this is like your resolution, and we need to drop this down a lot. 0025, so there we go. So let's play that. So yeah, we want, this kind of resolution. We'll see once we kind of boost up the constraint iterations and stuff, to be similar to the kind of separation you've got here. Okay, so you want them to be as far apart, more or less, as they are in the simulation, so that it's a kind of seamless transition from the source into the simulation itself. So we got the separation there, constraint iteration. So this is like sub-steps. So if you've done if you've worked in Vellum, you have constraint iteration. So we're trying to constrain these points together. So I'm going to push that to 45. Let's just get a few frames going there. So it doesn't look like fluid yet, but we'll start to get these particles trying to hold together. Maybe seeing something is hard to see, but I think what should help is this constraint stiffness. So that's how hard are we trying to hold the points together. This is how often, how accurate is that solve, because this is a solver in itself. Just like the pop solver, this is another solver. This will be the strength of, how hard do you want us to hold them together. I'm going to push this up pretty high. Let's see that. So right away there, now we're seeing something. You can see drips and blobs. We'll start to see some tendrils. So that's looking much better already. Okay, looks good. We're getting nice drips there. So you can see the importance of this attribute, of this parameter. All 3 of them really are really important. Let's see. I'll add some viscosity as well. So that's, as you'd expect, make something more viscous, sticky, blobby kind of behavior. Okay, and also something that's also important. So, we've got a constraint stiffness that's trying to pull the particles together, but we don't want them to kind of collapse in on themselves too much. So they will be pushed apart by this tensile strength and radius. And I'm going to push that radius out a bit. I'm going to go back and just see that. There we go. So you can see that kind of more evenly spread out now, which will help a lot for our meshing. When we generate a mesh from this, see a bit of a difference in kind of scale there, really. Getting the sense, if you had, obviously horses don't have fluid flying out the back of their necks, but if you had, a bucket of water and you were checking that out or something like that, how big would a tendril be or a drip be on, compared to the size of a horse? And something like this, the tensile radius will help with that, the particle separation as well will help you get a sense of scale with this. Let's go forward a few frames there. I want to wait until the horse is kind of coming down as well. Actually, no, we'll leave that. And we'll run a flip book, I think. Yeah, let's go back. And then we'll leave that blast for the moment, just so we're still going quick. And let's just run a flip book. I'll do the same, 100 frames. I might stop it before it's finished, but let's see. Oh, one more thing we can do, actually, which is kind of handy when visualizing this kind of stuff, is go to get a pop color and do a ramp. And then I think in here we've got speed. There we go. And then we'll change these two colors to be, so it's similar to the flip simulations. Oh, they need to be the other way around. So we'll have slower particles will be the dark blue, and lighter will be this light blue. This range might need to change, but let's just play through a little bit. Now 0 to 1 seems fine, actually. See, we got a nice range there. So go back out. I think that color should be exported. Yeah. So let's, as I said, run a flipbook of that from about here. Okay, got our 100 frames there. It's not taking too long, but let's see. Yeah, so got some really nice tendrils there, drips, different size, drips as well, bigger and a bit smaller, finer details there. Nice kind of, it's a bit hard to see here, but a nice separation of particles, you know, even density, colliding with the back there. That's cool. So really nice as well. Also the length, so kind of a little bit shorter than it looked earlier, but that's I suppose because they're being held together, not stretching out so much. Great.